it's not anything significant to them. It's just another word. I don't know how Bevel made that reference. How if he hadn't seen that picture of Jesus Christ, he would just thought it was just another word or another insult or something like that. So I think that she kind of has the parents kind of mocking that religion.
Yeah, it kind of like exemplifies kind of like a minor theme in that is just like how maybe it's not really Bevel's fault that he's so messed up because he's, like you said, he's really young. It might be just like the parents like bad influence because they're like obviously like really godless people. They're just like rich and they don't really care about religion or anything. They kind of like laugh at him when he says he gets baptized. So it might be like the parents did this to him basically.
Yeah. Like another part of that is where like he talks about the Bible and it's like how valuable it is. But then like they don't see the inner value of it towards the religion and how it can help it. They look at it's like money worth.
Materialistic.
Yeah. Now I'm starting to enjoy this book because like I'm sort of seeing like the contrasting towards like the religious side of it and towards
like modernized social, and that connects to what was the last one I read? Everything That Rises Must Converge, where the son is like the socialistic view, the modern ways, and the grandmother's kind of, or the mother's kind of the old morals. But I think that's a different kind of old morals because hers is like pure racism, and this one's more religion.
Yeah.
Going back to the pigs, one thing that kind of confused me was what those like the way she described those three boys.
Yeah.
Like she describes them as just really odd language.
It's on page 160. It's either 161 or 162. 160.
Oh, okay. Their stern faces didn't brighten any, but they seemed to become less taut, as if some great need had been partly satisfied. She kind of portrays them as like not even like children, like kind of as like unnatural beings.
Yeah.
Like their need isn't satisfied. I wasn't really sure what they symbolize. It might be like another religious reference, but I'm not that familiar with religion to make assumptions about that.
Maybe I kind of see it as like as sort of them being like Mrs. Conan, like a guider. Because what they did was that even though I think they were in the plot they were trying to like tease him into going into the pig thing, but like overall it helped him realize the idea that pigs aren't. He realizes like what pigs actually look like.
Yeah.
And he gets that realization.
Did you guys notice anything about the colors? Because I know we talk about lots of colors in class, and I saw lots of yellows and orange, and then once he got to the preacher, there's lots of blues and reds. So I don't know what the contrast of that is.
I saw like towards the very beginning there's a lot of like gray and yellow and like gross, depressing, and like I think I said this before in another discussion, but usually like the last names of characters in a lot of her novels kind of like portray who they are. And his last name was like Ashfield, like before he got like that's just like I think. Personally, I think the colors in this one are more for theme than like for like another. I don't think you can get like a theory out of colors in this story. I think it's more like it just adds like the effect of the mood, and you can kind of tell like as you get towards the end, there's more orange and
and that contrast to last names like you were talking about, where it's Ashfield and then there's Mr. Paradise.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though he's kind of not mentioned very much, he's still like part of that religious view.
So there's at least one character that like their name kind of like exemplifies who they are.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys see anything about the generations with the preacher, of how he was so young?
Well, I think it can also connect to Bevel, about his age and how he can, how he understands sort of.
Perhaps she's like offering the idea that age shouldn't like affect this, like it shouldn't be as an excuse. That's basically what the boy was doing. He like, oh, I don't need to know about religion.
Mm-hmm.
But like the preacher is like 19. He's like he knows like pretty much as you can know. Like, he's a priest.
And then at the end, Bevel kind of takes his fate into his own hands and says, "Yeah, I'm gonna be independent. I'm gonna be." Even though he's so young, he still has like that drive to do his own thing and kind of.
He likes the feeling of like counting.
Yeah.
And as far as O'Connor is concerned, like you really don't count if you're not like if you don't accept God in your life. I think is to me is like the central theme of this story.
I definitely agree with you there. Especially when she talks about how the mother just has a hangover, and I have like that kind of mocks that religion where they're praying for her, and she's just got like a mere hangover.
Why do you think that O'Connor had mocked? Like, why do you feel that O'Connor had mocked that the mother mocked the religion?
Well, because on page 168, when it says he wants you to pray for his mama, she's sick, and then it says like we'll pray for somebody in affliction, and how like they're real serious about that. They're real. That's like true. They really want to help somebody, and then he says, "Oh, she's got a hangover," and then how at the end the mother kind of laughs about it, how they're praying for her. So I think that she's showing that side of the like his parents are kind of mocking that religious aspect of things.
Well, it's Mrs. Conan actually didn't know that she had a hangover, like until then. She just like saw her like sick at the beginning of the story, so she was actually had good intentions. And the child just kind of like stares at him and says like she has a hangover, like he doesn't see what's wrong with that.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of innocent and well, not really innocent, but kind of like oblivious to like how that's not something you pray for because it's like her own fault.
Yeah.
Going back to like the oblivious thing, do you think? I'm not really sure how to word this, but I'll try. It's like the innocence of the kid or the obliviousness, like it helped him sort of like connect to God more. Do you think like there's this generational contrast between them, like how the parents, like you were talking about how the preacher was young, and then like do you think if he had made him like an older man, I think it would have like I'm not sure what I'm trying to say.
That kind of relates back to I wasn't sure about what you were saying either, but where how they refer to him as an old man, like the parents. Yeah, I was really
towards the beginning. Yeah, I know that too.
Did you guys have any idea how that might connect? Because I really do not see anything, but you were kind of going that path of that old man.
Well, I think like as far as the preacher goes, it would have been less powerful to make him an old man because then he wouldn't have related to Neville as much because he was young. But as far as the thing towards the beginning of the story goes, I'm not really sure why he calls him an old man.
Yeah, like stylistically, like O'Connor is just like so weird sometimes. Like she just like pops like different things out, like that idea of mystery in her writing and like in the bibliography of her, or like the way she writes. It's just like mysteriousness is just like I think what it does is that it helps confuse the reader in a way where like that confusion it like draws the reader into the story more.
Like they want to figure it out, and then when they actually do figure it out, it's more powerful.
Yeah.
I kind of saw that maybe that old man is kind of like a vulnerability type thing, or kind of getting back to the geranium where Dudley is kind of vulnerable to the new ways, and maybe that old man thing is that he's vulnerable to like the lifestyle of his parents.
It's really strong. Yeah, like I see in Connor, like the young and the old. It's just like the old man, like they're set in their ways. But then here, it's kind of different because even though he's being called an old man, like he's still gonna be he's accepting and he's innocent, and it's like basically like a whole new start for him. Like he's like blank slate, and then it's just like it's different in this story.
I think that like what Jim said about the religion, how